Welcome, everyone. Today, we are diving into a comprehensive financial analysis of AMD's recent performance. We'll be breaking down their record-breaking quarter and full year 2025 results. Before we get into the numbers, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the tech and financial sectors. Your support helps us continue to bring you these detailed reports. Now let's look at the data. Starting with the high-level overview, AMD has reported a truly defining year for 2025. This first image captures the magnitude of their success, highlighting a record quarter and year. Q4 revenue reached a staggering $10.3 billion, representing a 34% increase year over year. For the full year 2025, revenue climbed to $34.6 billion. Dr. Lisa Su, AMD's CEO, noted that these record results were driven by strong execution and broad-based demand for their high-performance and AI platforms. The non-GAAP earnings per share for the quarter stood at $1.53. A significant driver was the data center segment, which brought in $5.4 billion. These metrics reflect a company that is not just participating in the AI revolution, but leading it. The balanced growth across multiple segments, combined with record-breaking profitability, positions AMD as a dominant force in the semiconductor industry. As we move through this report, we'll see how these numbers translate into specific segment performance and what the guidance looks like for the upcoming year. The theme of 2025 was clearly records across the board, setting a very high bar for the future of the company. Diving deeper into the financial mechanics, let's compare the GAAP and non-GAAP results for Q4 2025. This comparison is vital for understanding the underlying health of the business versus standard accounting measures. On a GAAP basis, revenue was $10.27 billion, up 34% year over year. Gross margin was at 54%, an improvement of 3 percentage points. Operating income reached $1.752 billion, a massive 101% increase. On the non-GAAP side, which provides a clearer picture of operational efficiency, the gross margin was an impressive 57%. Operating income here was $2.854 billion, a 41% increase, representing a record 28% margin. Net income on a non-GAAP basis was $2.519 billion, up 42%. These records in net income and operating income highlight AMD's ability to scale efficiently while maintaining high profitability. The diluted EPS of $1.53 on a non-GAAP basis represents a 40% increase. These figures demonstrate that AMD is effectively managing its costs while capturing significant market share in high-value segments. The record margins are particularly noteworthy as they indicate strong pricing power and a favorable product mix, especially with the ramp-up of AI-focused hardware. The visual trend of revenue growth over the past 5 quarters tells a compelling story of consistent upward momentum. Looking at this chart, we see the quarterly revenue starting at $8 billion in Q4 of 2024 and steadily climbing throughout 2025. There was a minor dip to $7 billion in Q1, which is typical of seasonal patterns, but the subsequent recovery was explosive. Q2 saw revenue jump to $9 billion, followed by another $9 billion in Q3, culminating in the record $10.3 billion in Q4 of 2025. This 34% year-over-year growth in both the fourth quarter and the full year is a testament to the sustained demand for AMD's technology. The full-year revenue of $34.639 billion is a massive leap from the $25.785 billion reported in fiscal year 2024. Furthermore, AMD's guidance for Q1 of 2026 points to approximately $9.8 billion, which would be a 32% increase year over year. This guidance suggests that while there may be a slight 5% sequential dip due to seasonality, the long-term growth trajectory remains firmly intact. The consistency shown here is exactly what investors look for, indicating a stable and expanding market presence across their product lines. The data center segment has officially become AMD's AI powerhouse. This segment delivered record revenue of $5.38 billion in Q4, representing a massive 39% increase year over year and 24% growth quarter over quarter. For the full year 2025, the data center segment reached a record $16.635 billion. This growth is being driven by both EPYC CPUs and Instinct GPUs. The fifth generation EPYC Turin processors are ramping strongly, with AWS already launching the highest x86 performance instances. In the GPU space, the MI300X series is gaining significant momentum across hyperscalers and enterprises. An interesting highlight is the MI308 impact in China, which contributed approximately $390 million in revenue during Q4. Looking forward, AMD announced the Helios rack-scale platform at CES 2026, a blueprint for Yada-scale AI infrastructure that is already being adopted by HPE. Additionally, a 1 gigawatt strategic joint venture with Cisco and Humane aims to deliver massive hyperscale commitment to the AMD AI stack by 2030. This data confirms that AMD is central to the global infrastructure build-out for artificial intelligence, with both its hardware and software ecosystems seeing rapid adoption. While the data center segment is the star of the show, AMD saw growth across nearly all of its business units. In this chart, we see a side-by-side comparison of Q4 2024 versus Q4 2025. The client segment, which includes CPUs and APUs for PCs, grew 34% to $3.097 billion, a record $10.6 billion for the full year. This 51% full-year growth indicates a strong recovery in the PC market. The gaming segment also saw a healthy 50% increase in GPU revenue to $843 million, with full-year revenue reaching $3.91 billion. The embedded segment was the only one to see relatively flat growth, bringing in $950 million, a 3% increase. This was largely due to inventory adjustments, which saw the segment down 3% for the full year. The overarching takeaway from this segment data is diversity. AMD is no longer dependent on just one market. They have a multifaceted revenue stream that includes high-performance computing, personal computing, and gaming. This diversification provides a safety net against volatility in any single sector while allowing the company to capitalize on growth wherever it occurs in the tech landscape. Taking a step back to look at the full year 2025 performance, the metrics are nothing short of extraordinary. Revenue for the year was $34.639 billion, up 34%. The GAAP gross margin improved by 1 percentage point to 50%. However, the most striking figure is the GAAP net income, which skyrocketed by 164% to $4.335 billion. Non-GAAP operating income saw a 27% increase to $7.768 billion, while non-GAAP net income grew 26% to $6.831 billion. Adjusted EBITDA was also up 25%, reaching $8.521 billion. These figures show a company that is translating its revenue growth into massive bottom-line results. The significant jump in GAAP net income suggests that previous investments and acquisitions are now paying off substantially. This record performance across all key financial metrics demonstrates AMD's strategic pivot towards high-margin, high-growth areas like AI and data centers is working exactly as planned. The company's financial foundation is stronger than ever, providing the capital necessary to continue its aggressive R&D and expansion strategies into 2026 and beyond. This is the hallmark of a mature yet rapidly growing tech giant. A strong balance sheet is the backbone of any tech leader, and AMD's is looking exceptionally robust. Q4 free cash flow surged 91% year over year to $2.082 billion, representing a 20% margin. For the full year, free cash flow was $5.519 billion, a massive 130% increase. This record-setting cash generation has allowed AMD to build a formidable war chest with $10.552 billion in cash and short-term investments, a 106% increase from the previous year. Meanwhile, total debt remains manageable at just $3.222 billion, leading to a total stockholders' equity of nearly $63 billion. The non-GAAP earnings per share for the full year reached $4.17, up 26%. These numbers indicate that AMD has the liquidity to navigate any economic shifts and the firepower to pursue strategic acquisitions or accelerate product development. The focus on cash flow and a healthy balance sheet ensures that AMD can sustain its growth and dividend or buyback potential while continuing to outinvest competitors in key areas. It's a picture of financial health that provides a lot of confidence to long-term shareholders. Transparency is key in financial reporting, and AMD provides a clear reconciliation between GAAP and non-GAAP metrics. This table breaks down the adjustments for Q4 and the full year 2025. Key adjustments include stock-based compensation and amortization of intangible assets, which are standard in the industry. For Q4, non-GAAP operating income of $2.854 billion was arrived at by adding back roughly $1 billion in these adjustments. A crucial point of detail is the MI308 export control impact. Q4 results included a $360 million release of previously reserved inventory and $390 million in revenue to China. Combined, these factors boosted the reported non-GAAP gross margin to 57%. Excluding these items, the underlying adjusted non-GAAP gross margin was approximately 55%. For the full year, total inventory and related charges from U.S. export restrictions totaled about $440 million. Understanding these under-the-hood adjustments is critical for analysts and investors to gauge the true operational performance of the company. Despite these regulatory and accounting complexities, the core business shows exceptional strength and resilience, with the underlying margins remaining very healthy even when stripping away the one-time impacts of inventory releases. Looking ahead, the product roadmap for 2026 is packed with innovation. AMD is guiding for $9.8 billion in Q1 revenue, representing 32% year-over-year growth. The roadmap includes the Helios rack-scale platform, which provides the blueprint for Yada-scale AI infrastructure. In the GPU space, the new AMD Instinct MI440X is designed for enterprise AI, expanding their reach beyond hyperscalers. For the PC market, the Ryzen AI 400 series and AI Halo platforms represent the next generation of AI PCs, with the AI PC market expected to accelerate throughout the year. Finally, the 5th generation EPYC Turin processors continue to gain market share in the enterprise and cloud sectors. This roadmap shows that AMD is not resting on its 2025 laurels. They are aggressively pushing into new subsegments of the AI market, from the data center to the personal laptop. The sheer breadth of their upcoming launches suggests that the AI momentum Dr. Su spoke of is only just beginning. By expanding their portfolio to cater to a wider range of customers, from massive cloud providers to individual creators, AMD is positioning itself to capture an even larger slice of the total addressable market in the coming years. To summarize our analysis, there are 6 key takeaways from AMD's record-breaking performance. First, the company achieved record Q4 and full-year revenue, with all-time highs in data center, client, and gaming. Second, data center AI is scaling rapidly, with nearly 40% growth in that segment alone. Third, the company is seeing record non-GAAP profitability, with operating margins at 28% and a 40% increase in EPS. Fourth, free cash flow has surged by 130%, leading to a cash position of over $10 billion. Fifth, the guidance for early 2026 remains strong, indicating that the growth story is far from over. And sixth, AI momentum is accelerating across the entire product stack, from enterprise GPUs to AI PCs. These points paint a picture of a company that is executing at a world-class level, successfully pivoting to the most important growth areas in technology, and maintaining the financial discipline to sustain that growth long-term. AMD has moved from being a challenger in the market to a primary driver of the technological frontier. For investors and tech enthusiasts alike, 2025 was the year AMD proved it is an indispensable part of the AI future. That wraps up our detailed analysis of AMD's 2025 financial results. It's clear that AMD is firing on all cylinders, particularly in the AI and data center sectors. We'll be keeping a close eye on their progress as we move into 2026. What do you think about AMD's performance and their future roadmap? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful and subscribe for more deep dives. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.